Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, good day, and good evening to everyone, and welcome to another live stream of DrTorment. This time with a returning guest, Madam Strangeways. Now, before Madam Strangeways is going to come in, I'd like to invite everyone to visit the Linktree and the link to her channel below. The Linktree is for my own, so if you want to listen to stories in a Spotify podcast mode, or you should just support the channel, by all means visit that link. If you want to pledge your support to Madam Strangeway, by all means her link is in the description below as well. Now, without further ado, Madam Strangeway, come into the office and say hello.
Well, hello. Thank you so much for having me back at the asylum, Doctor.
My pleasure, and our pleasure as well, because you already know a bunch of people in the chat already, I think.
I do. Hello, Jinxie. Hello, Cryptic, Cindy, Meow, Agree. Let's see, Shrubby. I don't know Shrubby, but Shrubby has just woken up and...
Shrubby is rather new to the asylum.
Okay.
He hasn't seen a live chat
welcome.
with us, I think, but he's always welcome. Let me just see.
We've got a delay echo.
A delay echo? Oh, what is this?
Hold on one moment. I've got headphones on too, so
nothing like this.
About my setup has changed. Give me just
like this sounds a little better as you did now.
All right, testing. 1, 2, 3. Thank you, Shrubby. How's this? Does this sound better?
That's it, he says.
That's it. Well, really glad that worked. Really glad that worked out.
Now then, let's have a little look in the chat and see who else is here besides Shrubby. We have our moderator in the chat, Jinxie, who will be very, very watchful today. There is Cindy,
Thank you, Jinxie.
And there is Cindy and Marty. Hello, Cindy and Marty. Welcome to the stream. Let me see who else.
Oh, hi, Lulu.
Lulu as well, I was just about to say. Welcome and cheers to you, Lulu. And of course, we have Cryptic Tales. Ooh. We know him. He was being a little sassy
and
sometimes.
Apparently...
And Duchess of Darkness, how could I forget?
He wants something from you.
Oh, does he now? Doctor, I have the 20th and 21st off. Can we pull off a stream then or something? Let me just check the schedule, because for August my schedule is rather set here, Cryptic. So let me have a little look. Is that on the schedule? See, I'd love to, but all my focus is kind of gone to the big project coming from October. So, you know what? I'll get back to you on that one, Cryptic. If I can make the time, I'll definitely want to do something with you, but I cannot say right now. Oh, Lord.
Hey, I was thinking about something, Doctor. Yes. I was thinking about something. Before you were Dr. Torment, you were Mr. Torment.
Was I?
And I gotta say, it doesn't have the same ring.
Mr. Torment, do tell. Where's this rumor sprouting from? Who said it, and what's their address?
Well, like before you got your doctorate, right before you got your PhD, that's what I mean. Before you got your PhD, you were just not a doctor. You were a mister.
I'm more of an eldritch entity. Time is meaningless to someone for me, but interesting, Mr. Torment. I must say, that doesn't really flow off the tongue.
It doesn't. I see Shrubby saying delay echo is back again. I haven't changed anything. So I sure hope that it just stays gone. And I've got headphones on.
The thing is,
if I turn my headphone levels down.
Thing is, to me it sounds actually good. So again, this is maybe the software on my side that's being iffy.
Okay, well, Shrubby, good looking out. Shrubby's passing out popcorn. Shrubby's keeping an eye on the audio. Appreciate that.
That's really
Cryptic
true.
Tales says, Mr. Torment sounds very wrong. What in the glitch in the Matrix?
Basically, his way of
Oh,
saying, "Oh, what the
Interscare
hell?"
Sleep says, oh, yeah, I like that. Interscare Sleep, thank you. It says, it sounds great to me. I don't hear any issues personally. All right, well, you heard it here first, folks. Interscare thinks it's fine, so we're just gonna move on.
So it
But
just
thank you.
depends on the
Please let me know.
individual. I'm sorry.
Interesting.
I'm sorry if I interrupt.
You know, no, okay, and then here's also what I was thinking. Before Mr. Torment, you know, you were, you know, when someone has a baby, and you
Teenage
go like,
Torment?
"Welcome, baby," and then you
Oh,
say
baby
their
Torment.
last name. Yeah, so you go, "Welcome, baby," like "Welcome, baby Jones." You say, "Welcome, baby Torment." So you were baby Torment at one time too. Think about that.
Again, I'm an eldritch entity. Where is this all coming from?
Eldritch entities are still born from somewhere, even at the beginning of time or pre-time.
Well, to my knowledge, we just come into the dream of Azathoth as we do. We're not exactly born like all squishy like these people are. Oh,
Interesting. So not like small and pink.
Oh, no. More like a dark gaping hole that's ever so hungry and is only satisfied with lots and lots of coffee during the day. Let's see. Oh, Interscare says, "Oh, I hear the echo now very quietly. Sounds like DrTorment has the stream playing somewhere and you can hear it." No, I do not. No, I should not. But now that it is mentioned,
my headphones down.
Now that it is mentioned, I do hear myself sometimes on your end, very faintly though. Nothing too major, but very, very faintly.
Interesting. Okay, I'm turning my headphones. Everyone, this breaking news. I'm turning my headphones down so that they are not so loud. I don't think they were loud, but this mic is kind of sensitive sometimes. So I'm turning my headphones down. Hopefully there should be no other issues. Thank you so much for being so diligent.
Could also be my headphones that are very, very sensitive. Hold on. I'll just do the same. Go. That'll help.
Okay. Are we okay?
Be
Any other echoes? Echo.
Are we in the clear, people?
It
Please
puts
say
the
yes.
lotion on its skin.
Mic sensitivity. Well, it should also be fine on my end. I think. Test. Nah, should be good.
Okay, great. Awesome.
So now
I just want to call out.
Oh no, go
sorry,
on.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Call out.
I want to call out Cindy and Jinxie. I think a little birdie, a little creepy ethereal birdie may have told me that y'all were thinking about sending in stories for me to read on my show. So I'm just looking for those. Maybe they got lost in the ether. Just let me know.
Oh, some creepy birdie. Kitty cat,
Cindy
please.
says,
I'm
yeah.
streaming.
And Jinxie says, yes. I think I'm also on vacation.
She is on vacation.
And then also we've got Chaos Kitties.
Yes, the Chaos Kitty
jumped
on the desk and was like, let me just bump on your microphone a little bit. And I was like, no, Kitty, please, not yet.
They like to do that. I have Cleocatra on the desk with me right now, but she's loafing. So luckily she's not hitting the microphone.
Wait, hold on. Cleocatra? Yes. I do not think you actually ever said... I do not think you actually said her name to me ever, and if you did, I may have mistaken it for Cleopatra. That's
an understandable confusion. She is a cat, and hence Cleopatra. She is Cleo for short. But she's up here being such a good kitty. So quiet.
Yeah, that ladies be more like Cleopatra.
Jinxie says, Tormy has me working on a scarf.
I have not.
So that's stuck. That name is there.
I am not putting her to work on anything. That was her suggestion to make a scarf, and I was basically like, yeah, go ahead, why not? Could go great with my persona. And then she went and actually bought a yarn today. She showed me examples. Oh, and I forgot. Hello, Dreadful. Wow. I saw you there in the beginning. Sorry for not saying hello earlier. But hello. And yeah, Tormy, that is something that Lady Spokaria started, and it has infected all live streams since, and the server.
I like that it's with an I and not a Y. Like, I think the standard would be Tormy, but I like the I.
It's actually IE. Haha.
Oh.
Corrections.
I kind of like it just the I, how Jinxie typed it. I kind of like this, because then it almost looks like it could be a real name until you say it out loud, and then you realize, oh, it's a nickname for Torment.
Yes. We're going with the IE. There. I have spoken.
I like that what you have spoken is not like, never use this name again, I hate this name, this is a dumb name and I don't want to hear it. You're like, no, it should be IE.
It should be IE, goddamn. Let's see. I'm just scanning the chat right now if I missed anything in the beginning, but I don't think I did. Oh, Haras Nabizada is here as well. Hello. He says, hello, brother. How are you? I'm doing very good, Haras. Sorry for not seeing you earlier there. How are you and your brother?
We have DrTorment, and thank you, Cryptic Tales, and then Shrubby with Tormy, all the ooh-woo energy. Doctor, I'd really like you to read their next message.
How about no? Because I can see that next message.
Two little words.
No. That's
yeah,
3 words.
Well, it's rude to not read the messages that are in the chat. I think you should read it.
I can be selective with my messages if I want to. I reserve the right.
Interesting.
Also, DrTorment, as Cryptic Tales puts it there. Funny thing, there actually is a Dr. Tormenty in New York. Like an actual doctor's practice.
Why do you know that?
Because I was curious and I looked myself up on YouTube one time, so I pressed in Dr. Torment for funsies, and there he was, Dr. Tormenty, based in New York.
So a relative.
Not of mine, I can tell you, but it was kind of like, okay then. A fellow practitioner of the arts.
Excellent. Of course, Shrubby is cackling evilly because
yes, he does.
He beat you. I'm sorry, they. I don't know. I'm not trying to gender you, Shrubby.
He also says,
but I do feel like you were born in 1989.
You'd not be that far off. You'd not be that far off at all. Also, he says, Madam, I'm the Joker of Dr. Server right now. I set fire to stuff and burn stuff quite frequently. I would more say that he's the boomerang of the asylum, not the Joker, for obvious reasons.
Joker is like... Yeah, I feel like Joker's like... If you say you're the Joker of something, I feel like you're probably not. Like, because I feel like Joker is... like top tier, right? In terms of villains. I'm not like up to date, but
top tier like in maniacal villains, yes.
Yeah, you can't, like the Joker isn't saying, I'm the Joker of the villains. It's just like a nickname. You can't give yourself a nickname. Just like Dr. Torment can't call himself Tormy. That had to come from someone else. So Shrubby, I'm sorry to say, someone else would have to objectively say that you are like the Joker of the server. Yes. Touche. Touche. Douche.
Ah, touche. I have to say it, you aren't. If you have to say it, you aren't. Yeah, I mean, basically, yeah, that's... In the words of the almighty Tywin Lannister, who is the patron saint of my house, any man who must say, I am the king, is no true king.
Here.
Here.
Etc. Jinxie Joker in terms of jester, am I right? Yes, you are right, Jinxie.
Actually,
Jinxie's
that
right.
would be more accurate. Oh, wait, that's actually a good name for Shrubby already. The Jester. Like, not Joker, but he's getting there. The Jester. I think that's a good compromise.
Like he's got a hat that's got a bunch of, I don't know, what would you call those?
Like those
the little like pom-poms, but they're on the end of,
There's the little tails of bells on.
Yes.
Oh, pom-poms. Yeah,
That's
that works too.
Yeah. And like bells. So they're jingling.
You go like...
Just like you do on a cat. You put a bell on a cat. Yeah. So you know that they're coming.
I wouldn't talk to Shrubby about
like
cats, though.
I saw some eye twitching going on earlier.
Yeah, he's more not really a fan of cats, shall we say. But that is also all we are going to say about the matter.
I have several notes. I have several notes for today's live stream. I think I'm going to have to scrap all of them and now make this a cat-specific stream. I think it's what's going to have to happen now that I know that. All cats, all the time.
Shrubby, don't know if I should feel insulted or honored, so I'll take it. Yeah, you do that. Cryptic Tales, you know what's crazy? My name is very close to Tales of the Crypt and I've never watched or seen it. Excuse me, Cryptic Tales. I basically made that joke in our first stream together. Did you not notice?
I think that's probably where you got it.
Yeah, I think no, because he's never seen or he's never watched or seen it. I mean, both mean the same thing. They're cryptic, not to be the teacher douchebag, but if you've seen or watched it, that's basically the same thing. Shrubby, and with that, I'm leaving. Bye, Doc. Oh, Shrubby, no. We were just talking in jest.
No, Shrubby.
We were just talking in jest because, that's Madam. That's not me.
Shrubby, stay. Don't leave.
We love to have your company around. Invite little chaos to the stream, if it's PG-13, of course.
No, okay. Let me go back. Cryptic. That's where he got it. Is actually crazy. Did you not read what I sent? What I'm saying is when Dr. T said that he already made that joke.
Indeed.
I'm saying you stole his joke and you recycled it and just tried to pass it off as your own joke. That's my joke. And
plagiarism.
when you have to explain a joke, that makes it even funnier. I don't know if everybody knows that, but it's much funnier if you explain your own joke.
That depends. I don't find it funnier if I have to explain my own jokes. I actually get lightly irritated if I have to explain the joke and nobody gets it. It's like, you take the funny away. All right, let me say it then. What I mean. Jinxie, sassy madam today.
I've been saving it up.
Ah, I can see.
I've been saving it up.
Oh my. So, madam, you did say you had some notes for this stream. We already talked a little bit before yesterday. We were touching on slightly on the subject of cryptids. Or that you had something prepared.
Yes. Okay. Yes. So in a previous live stream, I think like at the very end or something, pretty close to the end, DrTorment just casually mentions Oh, yeah, Belgium has a cryptid, and it's a werewolf with wings.
Bat wings.
Like, that's it. Like, that's... I need more. I need more information from you on that. So I did do a deep dive on... Well, okay.
There's not a lot of
Doctor,
information
to be
on
clear,
it, is there?
You did... It's not, but you did come back to me with the name. You did
Right.
come back to me with the name, so
It
I
has
do
such-
appreciate that.
it
That
has
allowed
such
me
a
to look for it.
It does have such a stupid name, in my opinion. Even in the Dutch language, it's like, why? You have such an awesome animal, and you name it like some kind of a sauce that hasn't really taken in with the masses. Like
So
some kind
how
of
do you
ruined
pronounce
stew.
it?
I know it's a weird comparison to make, but that's how the name sounds to me. So you pronounce it Kludde.
Cluda.
Kludde.
It sounds, like in the UK. Okay, so let me back up. In the
Right.
board game Clue, in America, in the UK,
Cluedo.
it's called like Cluedo.
Cluedo.
I don't know.
They try
Say
to
which
make
one?
it sound. They try to make it sound like more Italian. We have the same name for the same game in Belgium.
Okay.
I'm gonna write
Weird.
it in the
So
chat.
that's what it sounds like
it's-
to me.
It's written. There you go. Like, why did they try
There it
to
is.
make
See,
it
that's
sound Italian? I have no idea. I'm sure that there's like
Yeah.
a whole bunch of lore behind that, but
Why?
to me it's eluded. I think because they wanted
so
to
this
sound more
werewolf
exotic.
with bat wings.
Yes.
Maybe. I know. I think I looked it up once and I don't remember why. But it's, to me, the point I mentioned, the reason I'm mentioning it is it sounds like the name of this werewolf with bat wings.
Yeah,
That's
I
what
can.
it sounds like.
So
So
the name
Cluda?
of the
Cluda?
werewolf with bat wings is this. Wait, hold on. Let me just put it in the chat as well. Belgian werewolf with bat wings. I see the similarities now that I've written them down, but yeah.
I didn't think about it till you said it out loud, and then I thought, oh, it sounds exactly like that. But you guys, it's a werewolf, and it has bat wings, and it's specific to the Brabant province of Belgium.
That's
How
actually
off
very
was I
well
on
said.
that?
You're actually not that much off, not gonna lie.
Excellent.
You could definitely tell it
Wow,
was like an
that's a
English
first.
speaking person that was trying to say it, but still, yeah.
An American specifically trying to say.
I'm pretty sure that an
okay,
Englishman would have the same troubles there.
Okay. That you know what? Here's the thing about me. I am American.
Well.
I do not have any
What?
relatives
You're
that
American?
say that have an accent. I know. But I'm telling you this because I don't know anybody personally that's English. I don't know anybody that in my life, but for some reason I pronounce things like they do in the UK, and the biggest thing that people call me out on is Tuesday. I say Tuesday. I don't say Tuesday, and I don't know where it came from. It's Tuesday. And also, it's a guillotine. It's not a guillotine to me. And those are just the two off the top of my head.
To be fair, guillotine is how I say it too, because that's how you say it in French.
Well, in the UK they say guillotine.
I mean,
right?
yeah,
And
but
then
do you think
I'm in
actually?
America,
But do you
we're
think that the
close-
UK will take on the French
go
for
ahead.
advice on how to speak French?
No,
No.
definitely not. No, for sure, exactly. So I'm not shocked to hear that an Englishman would have the same problem. Cryptic, I appreciate that you want more talk about FNAF.
That would be Five Nights at Freddy's.
Right. So tune in 3 hours, and we'll be talking about Five Nights at Freddy's.
Hold
if
on.
you want to join us again.
That's not. Wait, hold on. That means we. Oh, I see. All right, I get it.
Yeah,
Oh, I forgot.
Again, I'm explaining my joke.
I forgot
The
something.
live stream will be over, and we won't be talking about Five Nights at Freddy's.
Yeah.
I crack myself up. You guys.
She did a funny, you guys.
Okay. I did a funny. Okay, so listen. So this Cluda, this werewolf, come on. Like, it's a werewolf with wings. First of all, that's insane. Then it also says they can move at immeasurable speeds.
Right.
And is said to spawn from the cremated bodies of witches and wizards. Then it also says, if the monster can sometimes be found in the reeds, under bridges, blah, blah, blah. If you encounter the beast, your best hope is that your feet are faster than his claws. So you're dead if you encounter one. You're not going to survive. Unless you throw a handkerchief. Because for some reason in Belgium and France, werewolves have no choice but to stop and tear apart a handkerchief carefully, fiber by fiber.
It's one of those weird myths about supernatural creatures. So basically, it's a tradition with knights, right? If they want the maiden's favor, the maiden gives a handkerchief to the knight. Right? Yeah. So that, in this sense, the Klude, or winged, I'm gonna call it the winged wolf. There, that sounds so stupid. So basically, it speaks to a virtue that they no longer possess and they hate it for it. It's basically just another stupid little thing, like vampires having some autistic need to count every rice thing in a sack, for example.
The rice thing, that's what I was going to say.
It's like, that's stupid. It's so stupid. I never understood why that was a thing.
I thought that was so interesting. Like, what? Why is this a thing?
Hold on. Tommy, let me in, bro. This ain't no werewolf Disney cringy movie. Please, I'm dying. Cryptic, you have to be specific what you mean with that. Are you talking about Beauty and the Beast? I can assure you, that's not a werewolf. It's called a beast. It has no designation in the animal kingdom. It looks more like a lion with horns to me, to be honest.
Yeah.
Dr. T might as well
totally
talk about
different.
the Beast of Govardin, a French beast. Yes, a rumored werewolf, but after reviewing the text, I think some people believed it was an escaped hyena back in the time. Because apparently there was like a lot of there was like a lot of laughter whenever victims occurred of this beast. It wasn't as big as people said it was, and it was also spotted, which is weird for a werewolf, like a spotted werewolf. What are you, a were-Dalmatian?
A were-Mation? Oh no, Cindy says, I'm getting off. See you later. Bye, Cindy. Thanks for stopping by.
See you later, Cindy. Thanks for being here. Where were we? Ah, right, the Beast of Govardin. Yeah, so that was most likely a hyena. But we don't know because we no longer have the carcass, because the locals decided to burn it all, as you do.
Okay, so that kind of sounds like the chupacabra here, because they thought it was just like a mangy dog, and that's probably what it was. Is a mangy dog.
I mean, that's true. The chupacabra is a little more modern, though, right? So you'd think if there were sightings that, I don't know, people would have noticed.
It's true. That's a good point. And okay, so hold on. When I was looking into these Belgium-specific cryptids, like there's so many. I didn't think there would be so many of them.
To be fair, I'm no expert on Belgian cryptids myself. I just happened to remember the Klude back then. Basically, because I recently was looking into it, because I was curious, I wanted to make cryptid videos for some reason, and I wanted to start with Belgium, because everybody else has done what else is in the world. So,
yeah, all of them, everywhere.
Exactly. It's
Yeah.
like, I'm not gonna repeat what everybody else has done, so let me just do the Belgian ones. And when I did, I was like, oh, we
I
don't
agree.
have a lot,
I
and
think
they
that's a
sound
great
so
idea.
stupid.
I don't think they sound okay, hold on. Actually, I'm the this might just be like the German word for werewolf, but I'm gonna put this in the chat. This is just cracking me up.
That's the Dutch word.
How it's weerwolven.
That's the Dutch word. That's the Dutch word in plural. I'm pretty sure in German it's
so
a very
funny.
different word, though. Ooh, that reminds
Well, it's
me.
also known as, and then it has the cluda again in there. The cluda. Sorry.
As you do. Well, our werewolves are more fun looking like that. We at least can fly.
Yeah, I mean, so this one can't fly at all. But, okay, here's what I thought was really interesting, is that Dutch werewolves specifically, you know, I don't know too much about werewolves from other parts of the world at this point, but I do know now that the Dutch werewolf does not transform unwillingly during a full moon. No, not the Dutch werewolf. The Dutch werewolf, they're witches, so they're like magic practitioners.
They're basically like skinwalkers.
Basically, in the old days, well, it's a little bit, it's not as involved as skinwalkers, because I think there's a lot of like, basically, I think to be a Dutch werewolf, you just make a deal with the devil, and then you're given a belt that you wear that allows you to transform into a werewolf. And then if you're a lady werewolf, you're not really a werewolf. You are a Nachtmare.
Right.
Sounds like nightmare.
A nightmare, yes.
Yeah, that's what for like. So there's
literally how it sounds like.
There's
so
no
basically,
like lady werewolves.
Basically, a very evil horse, I think. Or some. Wait, I'm just going into the vault of my brain here. If I remember correctly, in the Dutch legend, so nightmares not actual like hellish horses, but literally you get turned into a spirit to haunt the dreams of men.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So it's basically Lilith, you know, from like Christian origin stories, right? Lilith, where she's the bad guy. So then they also explain that it's more or less like sleep paralysis demons, you know, like or succubi, a succubus.
So yes, you have to succubi and you have to incubi for the males as well.
Yes, but for Dutch werewolves specifically, if you are a lady werewolf, you're not a werewolf. You are basically a succubus, basically. And
basically.
Pause. Rapture 187 says, "Yo, bro. Yo, bro."
Rapture 187. Ah, hello, Rapture. Hello, yo, indeed. Welcome to the stream. Hello. He was here during one of the previous streams as well. Don't recall which one he was last on, but always welcome. Hello.
So this led me down, looking into all this Dutch stuff, led me down to this nightmare thing and, you know, sleep paralysis, right? And then I thought, you know what? Let me look into this from an Italian standpoint, since, as everyone should know, DrTorment has some Italian going on.
I do.
Is that right? I didn't remember that wrong, did I? Okay.
No, you didn't.
That's good. Well, I got some interesting sleep paralysis info for you. Ooh. So in Italy, tell me if you know about this. La Pontifica. I don't know where you put the accent.
Pontifica
is sleep paralysis.
Right.
So it's like in these two specific regions, including Abruzzo.
Abruzzo.
They usually refer to it as an evil witch, or like a ghost-like spirit, or a terrifying cat-like creature that sits on the chest of the victim and tries to harm him.
I can actually remember art pieces
Italy,
of that.
Yeah, exactly. I'm sure anyone listening that is into creepy stuff can picture that classical artwork of, the giant weird imp sitting on a lady's chest. But Italy in particular, for some reason, has this huge, long section on sleep paralysis on the Wikipedia. Like, all these other countries and cultures have, like, oh, okay, like, here's some information. Italy, there is so much information. Italy feels very strongly about sleep paralysis demons, and they have a huge. Why?
Well, to
Can
be
you tell
fair,
us why?
like, Italy has thousands, and I mean thousands of years of history, not even from before the Roman era, so to think how many legends must have been passed down and created at that time, I mean, just boggles the mind, really. If anything, Italy is as diverse with its legends and folklore as the rest of Europe combined at this point. I think the only contender for that would be Scandinavia. Maybe Eastern Europe as well, some countries, but I do not know which one specifically there, so yeah. I'll just have a little look at the stream here. Just a second. Cryptic Tales. I did not get on to hear about werewolves. I've seen enough on Disney. I'm not entirely familiar what cryptic means with this. What's this with werewolves and Disney? I do not know Disney to be known with werewolves and stuff. Y'all have an amazing stream, and Dr. T, keep me updated on the thing. Again, what thing? Enjoy werewolfing. Well, Cryptic, if you could enlighten me what you mean with werewolves and Disney, because really, I'm out of the blue, my man. I've been watching Disney since the 90s. I really need to know this now. Is it Beauty and the Beast? Because again, that's not a wolf.
I don't know. I don't know. I didn't know Disney had werewolves.
Yeah, I mean, you'd think I know because I have Disney Plus. There's nothing on there about werewolves, as far as I know. Maybe Bolto, but that's about a husky learning how to husky.
Yeah, there's not. They're not werewolves. Yeah.
I'm confused. I need a clarification. Cryptic, if you're still here, please clarify this for us. I think he's talking about some show. On. I think he's talking about the show Teen Wolves.
We've moved on from werewolves.
I mean, by now, yes.
Maybe.
But also, lady, if I may, I do think there is a delay between when I'm speaking and you receiving it.
Oh,
hello?
Okay. What do I need to do?
I do not know. This is something I would ask Interscare in private then. But I did notice that there is an overlap when we try to speak, so when I think you're finished, you're actually taking a break for the next sentence. But with the delay, it takes me like a couple of seconds, so I actually think that you are finished talking. So yeah, if I ever do speak above you or mix it up, it would probably be because of that.
No worries. Same here. If I talk over you.
Okie. I just wanted to bring that to your attention. This is something I've noticed in this stream particularly, especially in the beginning, but that is something we can figure out later on. Then we also have moved on from werewolves. That is also true. Where to next? What else have you found? Because I'm color curious.
So,
I want to know how much homework you've done.
Okay, so since I brought us to Italy, to the sleep paralysis, and Italy being obsessed with sleep paralysis,
oh yes,
in general, and it's it's evil witches or it's ghosts or it's terrifying cat-like creatures. Then it starts talking about like, oh, here's how different cultures explain sleep paralysis attacks. So here, I'm going to just go down this list, and I want you, there's not that many, but I'm just going to go down it, and I'm going to let you hear what people think sleep paralysis are. Are you good?
By all means.
Okay. So in the Bengal culture, which is, I think, the east side of India, they consider it an attack by a supernatural entity called a boba, which sounds delicious, and so I don't know why that would be scary. Then we've got Cambodia, That's a visitation by deceased angry relatives. That's fair. That's scary. Egypt, they feel very strongly that this is a Gen attack, like a genie, but they're evil and they're not friendly and they're not played by Robin Williams. They are scary. Then Italy, as we said, attacked by various supernatural beings. Then Newfoundland is an old hag sitting on the chest. I've heard that one. And then the United States is alien abduction. And I don't know what else is more American than that, than just thinking it's an alien abduction.
Of course, it's alien abduction for the Americas. Of course.
Yeah, like, of course it is. Yeah, of course. Oh, do you want to know how Denmark explains sleep paralysis?
Oh god, it's gonna be something completely terrifying, isn't it?
Nope. It's the opposite. Denmark thinks it's just an odd psychological event, and they don't think about it anymore. That's it. Weird. Move on.
Rational explanation. Alright, move on. We have heard enough.
Right. Exactly. And Lulu Bell says, I have heard of the hag. Yeah, like, that's what... It's funny, because it says United States is alien abduction. I have never heard someone attribute it to alien abduction, so I don't know where they got these numbers. But I've always heard the hag, or, you know, the tall hat man, or shadow people, or that sort of thing. That's what I've heard.
The tall hat man. I did hear some things about him, though. Not a lot. Like, it's something that came along as I was, like, looking for inspirations for my own writings. And I was like, this is a phenomenon that actually is a thing.
Yeah, it's scary. Like, it's like elongated, you know, it basically you're having you know, a hypnagogic or a hypnopompic, you know, visual hallucination, but like it stretches the shape, and so it just makes them really long, and so it gets this long hat, like a stovepipe hat, I think it's called.
Something like that. I just call it a tall hat. Really, that just is enough. I know it has like I know that's like a ridiculous name like pipe hat or something like chimney hat. I've even heard one or twice. But let's just go with tall hat.
So, have you, or has anyone in the chat, or you, Dr. Torment, has anyone had sleep paralysis before?
Well, I have had sleep paralysis before, but it works on... Well, not that I've seen any shapes or something like that, not at all. It works like you're completely paralyzed in bed, you cannot move, but there is this sense of absolute dread. I don't know how else to say. It's like the sense of absolute dread, like you're about to die, kind of dread, and you're utterly, utterly fucking terrified. Excuse me for the F word there.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
Yeah.
That's exactly it.
And that went on for about an hour.
Oh.
To my knowledge.
At least an hour?
Like an hour I tried to like wrestle myself out of bed, but I couldn't. Like I was fighting something that wasn't there. But it took about an hour of absolute dread, and I woke up and woke up. I was already awake, but I finally got up. And let me tell you, I didn't sleep that night at all. It happened 3 times in my life by now.
Wow, that's so long.
Oh yeah, trust me, it was. And it felt even longer when you're in that moment. I only know it was an hour because I had the clock right in front of me, right, so I could actually see the hour at which this was happening.
Yeah. Wow. Okay, I want to hear about the other times, but first of all, I want to hear Lulubelle. Lulubelle says, Tall Hat Man and Shadow People, heard of them both because they're both terrifying. Lulubelle says, I have had sleep paralysis. It's horrible. You're overcome with fear. Lulu, I want to know, did you see anything, or was it just this, just fear, like the doctor had?
So you're
I
overcome
want
with
to know.
fear. Definitely overcome by fear. You could even say you're paralyzed by fear.
You could say that. That would be an accurate description.
That would be a
That would
most
be an accurate
accurate.
description. I've only had it once, which is weird because I've read about it so much that I just always assumed I would have it more than a normal person.
Right?
Um, but I've only had it once and I didn't see anything. I was asleep. I was on my left side with my back facing the door.
Oh.
And I woke up in the middle of the night and I don't know. I knew that there was like an entity standing right beside me at the edge of the bed, like looming over me. I just knew it. I didn't have to see it. You know?
Ewy.
Yeah.
That
yeah,
is...
Lulu Bell says, I didn't see anything, but I felt like I wasn't alone. Exactly. That's exactly how mine was. That's crazy.
I could definitely say, well, I wouldn't say that I felt alone, but as I think, wait, I said it before, like it felt like I was struggling with something that just wasn't there. But not the feeling that someone was there, just say it like that. I mean, the brain is such a mystery to us still, like what it can do at some times. And the 3 times it did happen to me, I must say, were at so far the lowest points of my life, I would say. So definitely when a lot of stress has been in your head, in my case, that was then. So yeah, I definitely think that is a factor that plays in with sleep paralysis. And of course, that we had more accounts about
100%.
sleep paralysis back in the day, like I'm talking about the Middle Ages and between that and the modern era. Well, if you lived in those times, who wouldn't have sleep paralysis? Like, you're constantly paranoid that your neighbor would rat you out to the church, for example, for, I don't know, stealing one of the apples in the yard. Calling it's for the witchcraft brews.
Yeah. Exactly. And you're probably in a constant state of dehydration and malnutrition.
Constantly.
You know?
Absolutely.
So
and that
you're not healthy.
And that plays absolute horror on the mind if you're also like malnutritioned, like you said, or not hydrated enough. Like, the mind needs sustenance as well, as much as our body needs to. So if you do not give it sustenance, it will retaliate in some form and another. Add to that the stress of that time and the constant paranoia. I am actually not surprised that, sleep paralysis was as common as breathing back then.
Yeah, that's a really good way to look at it, honestly. And speaking of stress, I don't know if you or if anyone else that's listening has had exploding head syndrome. Are you familiar with this?
That is the first time I heard the term, and doesn't involve migraines.
Okay. No, but it's also it's something that happens during sleep as well.
All right.
So it's actually an auditory hallucination instead of a visual, like with the tall hat man. Instead, and I've had it happen to me a few times, where you are asleep and you are woken it's terrifying. You're woken up to a crashing sound, like a really loud sound of something happening, and it sounds real.
Oh, yes. Have
you heard of it?
Experienced that also once or twice.
Yeah.
It's...
Oh my god.
That's
me
so
too.
It's so damn weird.
It's so weird, and it does happen in times of stress or trauma. That's definitely something. And the first time that it happened to me, I think it was it sounded like the air vent in my bedroom had been like shut forcibly, and it's a really loud clanging noise. And it scared the crap out of me. And of course, the vent's not closed because it didn't happen, but it was very scary. You know, because then I'm like, well, now I have to get up and go check the whole house to make sure there's not someone that's broken into my house and opening my air vents, you know, or closing my air vents. Like, oh, it's so scary. What did you hear?
Well, there were two things that I experienced. At one time, it was someone that was like, and this is going to sound very weird, but someone that basically shouted my name into my ear, and I mean at the top of their lungs. Kind of shouted into my ear. That is scary to wake up to, and then to see no one in the room.
I think it's probably better to not see anyone in the room. Like
no,
alone,
that,
you know.
Honestly, I would have preferred it if that was my mother finding out I did something I didn't. Then just to hear my name shouted into my ear and see absolutely no one in the room, because I was alone in the house back then. My mother was working. Father wasn't around, as he wasn't. And yeah, exactly, scary is the word for it. Yeah, that was not a good day.
So scary. No, I feel you. And now when it happens to me, I'm like, I wake up and I have to pause and I go, I don't think that was real. You know, like, because I'll wake up, I'm trying to remember. It happened to me not that long ago. I woke up to, I don't remember, but I have to pause. And then I go, I think that was a hallucination.
I also want to welcome Nightmare Ronan to the stream. Hello and welcome, Nightmare Ronan.
Nightmare Ronan, welcome. You snuck in, but we saw you.
We saw you indeed. We are talking about European cryptid legends and sleep paralysis events. That would be accurate, I think, yes.
Eep. Yeah, that would be accurate. So, Nightmare, since you've joined us, I want to know if you've ever had a sleep paralysis event or exploding head syndrome. And if you're not sure what that is, it's when you are woken up to a really loud sound that doesn't exist and isn't real, but like scared you anyway.
Just think sleep paralysis, but with a very loud sound.
Yeah.
Right? Yes.
And like I've heard someone say my name in my ear before falling asleep, and that's I don't think that's exploding head syndrome because it's not loud enough, but I mean, it is an auditory hypnopompic or hallucination.
Does mine count as a exploding head syndrome because it was basically shouting into my ear?
I think so. Yeah, I think if it's shouting, I think it's just that it's really loud.
Oh, trust me, that was loud. Because
I've had other ones that are not loud. Yeah, if it's shouting, I would call it exploding head syndrome.
The scariest thing was probably because it was in the same year my uncle died. You know, I think I told you this in the other stream when we were talking about experiences with ghosts.
Oh yeah! Oh my God, you did, and your mom was seeing the ghost over your shoulder, and you were just like eating your cereal, trying to be cool.
Yeah, my mother is sensitive like that, which is so joyous. I didn't mention it last stream, but she basically still does it today.
I need to know more.
I noticed
Mama Torment.
How about new? No, I basically went to her in Norway for the what's it called again? Christening? I think christening? Yes, for the christening of my youngest brother. We were talking. Well, the rest of the family was asleep. Me and her were like sitting downstairs in the chalet, the big hut. We were talking. Holy Communion. Yes, thank you, Lulu. That's the one. Where was I?
Thank you, Lulu.
Ah, right. So my mother and I were just talking, and a certain amount she looked over my shoulder towards the couch that was downstairs too. And at this point, I'm already like used to it. I'm just saying, like, is Uncle watching us, or is he watching something else? He's like, he's watching your brother sleep now. Oh, okay. At this point, it's like common talk for us. It's like, okay. Does he watch when I'm alone too? Don't worry,
Thanks,
we don't talk about that. Oh, okay. What? Come again?
That's so scary. Great. Thanks, Mom.
Yeah,
Nightmare
weird.
Ronan says, I think I've woken up to that before, but I can't remember much. Yeah, I find that here's what I think is so interesting is when these things happen, like night paralysis or sleep paralysis, if you wake up, let me just say this. For anyone that has anxiety or gets scared about, the paranormal or something following them, I feel like, and doctor, I want to know what you feel about how you feel about this, being a doctor.
Only on
I
YouTube.
think if you, right, YouTube doctor, I think if you experience something scary when you're asleep, say it's sleep paralysis,
Yes.
and you don't see anything, you just feel like something's in the room with you. If you are able to go back to sleep afterwards, I feel like you're safe. Like, I think if you're not worried about getting up to go check if someone's in the house, or you're not like, freaking out turning all the lights on, if you just fall back asleep, I just feel like you're safe. Do you agree, doctor?
I would agree. I actually do agree the same. Like, if you feel safe enough to go to sleep again, your sixth sense isn't kicking in, there is no flight or fight response to anything, then I'd say you're in the clear too, yeah.
Okay, good. Because
I mean, if you can't sleep in
helps me go back to sleep.
Because if you can't sleep in your own bed or room, well, there's something very, very wrong, and maybe you should consider moving.
Like, immediately.
Immediately.
You gotta have a nice, comfy, safe bedroom.
Indeed. But with that said, we have passed the 1 hour mark, lady. Shall we say we'll take a short break here?
Sure.
To get a little stretchies and get our drinkies together. So I'm just gonna put it in the chat that it is a break time. Write us know. Here we go, just preparing to send it. So chat, we will be back after this little intermission of let us say 5-ish minutes.
Sounds good.
Sounds good. Right, and then we will be entertaining you some furthermore with more scary talk about sleep paralysis and whatnot, and my very, very scary mother. Who knows? With that said, ladies and gentlemen, we will be right back. Hello, 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 chat. We have returned from our break. We did our stretchies, we did our drinking, and we did... well, that's about it, really. Nothing that serious. But with me still is Madam Strangeways. Strangeways.
Hello, hello. Oh yeah, plural, plural. And I want to say welcome back, Cindy. Thank you for coming back to us. Scrolling up, I see that Lulu was on bartending duty. So
Excellent.
Thank you, Lulu. I hope you were getting good tips.
I'll have a
I hope
whiskey
everybody tipped
neat.
Lulu.
I'll have a whiskey neat, Lulu.
Oh,
Thank
and-
you very much.
Nightmare Ronan had a whiskey straight up, so y'all are in good company.
Excellent.
It's very thoughtful.
That's what I like to hear. So, chat, here's the thing. Madam, during the break, had a fun little idea for us, that is, you and me, to do for this stream. Madam Strangeways, why don't you tell us the details?
Okay, so everyone, well, anyone that has listened to me before on here, I just so cleverly coined the term creepypastina for a tiny mini creepypasta because with the doctor's help, we figured out that word for tiny pasta is pastina. So it is creepypasta, but it's short. So I have 3 creepypastas prepared for y'all. One of those creepypastas was written by ChatGPT. And I want to see if everybody in the chat and DrTorment can guess which one was ChatGPT.
Ooh, do you hear this, chat? We got ourselves a challenge. We are going to guess which one are true short creepypastinas and which one is generated by the foul AI from the ChatGPT that she will present to us.
Yeah, boo AI, boo,
Boo
taking
AI.
our jobs.
But I do want to reiterate something. This is done for the fun of it, but also to show, as Madame Strangeway told me in the break itself, this is also to show just how easy it is to make fake creepypastas such as these, and that you can know that you really should double check your sources with some, similar things like this, right, Madam?
Yeah, and a year ago I was kind of playing the same game using ChatGPT to see what it can do in terms of writing fiction, and it was much worse. And it was shocking to me. I had it do a few versions for me today, and I picked the one that I'm going to be reading. But the very first one that it showed me, I was shocked. I was like, this could be on the Creepypasta wiki, and no one would have said this was written by AI. So I'm really excited to see if you guys can tell which one.
All right, so after your readings, I will go ahead and create a poll, just so chat can decide which ones are the real ones and which one is the fake one. Instead of just guessing from the get-go. So everybody, the only thing I can add to this is have a good listen to the stories, figure out... do I have you, little mosquito? No. Figure out which one is real and which one is not, and then give me your answer in the poll afterwards. Madam, without further ado, the stage is all yours. I do apologize for the lady. I was in a voice chat with Lady Spucaria yesterday, and it kind of stuck.
It's fair. It's lady, madam. It's confusing.
Madam.
Just as a note, I will not be reading any titles or obviously any authors until the end, but I will give full credit to the authors of the 2 real creepypastas, and I will also, DrTorment, I will give you the links so that you can link to them in the description as well.
Absolutely. Well then, without further ado, I will go ahead and mute myself, chat, and myself. Let's have a listen to what Madame Strangeways has for us.
We'll call this story number 1. Another night, another human. They're always the same at first. Eyes wide, body stiff as a board. I make my entrance with a subtle touch, just enough pressure on the chest to remind them who's in charge. They panic, of course, but that's part of the fun. This one's different, though. I lean in close, watching the terror bloom behind their eyes. They're trying so hard to scream, poor thing. I almost feel bad. Almost. I crouch at the foot of the bed, letting my shadow stretch over them like a blanket. You've been waiting for me, I whisper, because they all have, in one way or another. They always know I'll come. But here's the thing. They never expect what happens next. I slip closer, letting the silence build. They're waiting for the big scare, but I've done that 1,000 times. I've got a new trick tonight. I lean in, close enough to taste their fear, and whisper, "Sleep tight." Then I leave. No claws, no screams, just the memory of my presence gnawing at them. The real fun starts tomorrow night, when they'll lie there awake, wondering if I'm coming back. They never know when I'm done. That was the first story.
I'm gonna be honest, that sounded like a vampire story to me.
Funny you
But
say that.
but I'm
Just wait.
I'm not one for spoilers, but I'm also not gonna keep you for your second story. By all means, go ahead.
Okay, this is story number 2. It's a simple enough thing. It's all a part of the body's sleep process. Sleep paralysis, right? No big deal, really. Your body produces a chemical that paralyzes your body during REM sleep to prevent you from hurting yourself by thrashing about during your dreams. Okay, so you opened your eyes and you can't move your body. It's the chemicals. Oh, you can keep trying to wriggle those toes, but it's not happening. Forget it. Just relax. It'll go away. Now there's something pressing on your chest, real hard. It's making it hard to breathe. It's heavy, so very heavy, whatever's on your chest. Chemicals. It's all chemicals. Stop trying to scream. It won't work. Your throat muscles are paralyzed too. You still can't breathe. You are staring at a blank ceiling. You can't stare anywhere else. Shadows flit across your vision, forming shapes you try not to think about. A clawed hand, a flash of jagged, shadowy teeth, all images from your subconscious. A face forming above yours, leering through black, void eyes. You think you hear sibilant whispering, angry hissing, like a snake that's been disturbed. Suddenly, a sharp white light briefly flares in the room as a car pulls down the street, dispelling the shadows. The weight is gone. You can breathe. Your hands clench sheets. You feel an eternity has passed by, but it was all the work of a moment. You wriggle, just to prove to yourself you can. You sit up, take a deep breath, and then laugh a little at yourself. Sleep paralysis. Stupid. You turn to shake your spouse awake, eager to share your experience. You feel paralyzed again, but it has nothing to do with sleep paralysis. You stare at the blood, the jagged wound in her throat, her wide, staring eyes, mouth opened in soundless scream. You survived your old hag syndrome. She didn't. And that is the end of the second story.
Interesting one. Interesting one. I do believe I have almost made up my mind, but I will not know for sure until we have heard the third one.
Okay. Here comes the third one. I can't wait to hear everybody's guesses. Story number 3. Have you ever walked into a room and found a vampire? No, not the good-looking kind, but a foul creature with bony limbs and ashen skin. The one that snarls as you enter, like a beast about to pounce. The kind that roots you to the spot with its sunken, hypnotic eyes, rendering you unable to flee as you watch the hideous thing uncoil from the shadows. Has your heart started racing through though your legs refuse to? Have you ever felt time slow as the creature crosses the room in the darkness of a blink? Have you shuddered with fear when it places one clawed hand atop your head and another under your chin so that it can tilt you, exposing your neck? Have you squirmed as its rough, dry tongue slides down your cheek, over your jaw, to your throat, in a slithering search that's seeking your artery? Have you felt its hot breath release in a hiss against your skin when it probes your pulse, the flow that leads to your brain? Has its tongue rested there, throbbing slightly as if savoring the moment? Have you ever then experienced a sinking, sucking blackness as you discover that not all vampires feed on blood? Some feed on memories. Well, have you? Maybe not. But let me rephrase the question. Have you ever walked into a room and suddenly forgotten why you came in? And that is the end of the third story.
See, that's interesting because in my own writings, when I write about vampires, like I have different classifications and stuff, I have it all worked out already. A little bit of self-promotion. But that said, it's not mentioned in what I've written, but the grand idea is that within blood is lives, and therefore also by default the memories that you are taking in by your victim.
Oh,
which is an
so
interesting.
just by ingesting the blood, you're also getting memories.
You're also getting memories. Therefore, if you lie to a vampire, ultimately, if they have like one drop of your blood, they can tell you're lying.
That's so interesting. I love that mechanic. I love that idea for a vampire.
But
what
with
I
that,
love is that
yes,
apparently I have been attacked by memory vampires a lot because I forget why I went into a lot of rooms.
I feel this should be like a classification in what we do in the shadows. If you have energy vampires,
Right.
please put in memory vampires as well. Make that the reason why everybody forgets to go into a room. I've done so many times.
Please. Exactly. Okay.
But-
I
but-
want to know everybody's thoughts.
Yes,
Can't wait.
chat. I'm going to put in the poll right now. So, which story, chat, do we think, that is you and me, was made by ChatGPT? The first, the second, or the third story? The poll is coming in right now. Here you go.
I'm not going to vote. I just want everyone to know.
Yes,
I'm
you
not
be
gonna vote.
you
I'm
be
the only
you
one
be
that knows.
unbiased. You be unbiased.
Even DrTorment doesn't know which story. He can guess.
No, I do not. Hello, Najib Nabizada. Welcome to the stream. Your brother was here earlier as well. So what we've just done is Madam Strangeways, my guest, has just read 3 stories. One of them is made by ChatGPT. And now it's up to the chat to guess which one that was. I don't know it. She hasn't told me. As far as I know, she's the only one that would know it. Let me see what the chat is saying. So far, 2 votes, I think. Yes, 2 votes are going to the second story, and 1 is going to the third story. Oh, 4 votes now. 3 are going to number 2.
This
And
is so
don't say it, don't say it just yet, because I also have my own. I also have my own choice.
I am loving this.
It
is
is.
like
It
the most
is
exciting
kind.
thing I've done all week.
Because believe me, it is scary when it comes to AI-generated content to tell what is real and what isn't. Nowadays, more and more so.
It is scary.
Like nowadays, if I want to commission someone, I want genuine proof that they have like drawn this stuff themselves. Like send me a clip of you making a concept out of something. They take that as, oh, you want a free commission? No, I don't. I just want proof that you are the one that's genuinely making it. Like just concept, doesn't matter what. Draw a dog or a flower. I don't care, but just show me your style and concept, and then I will happily pay you to do a commission for something.
It's so funny though, because like, how do you? Well, now video is really good at doing AI, or AI is really good at doing video. So it's like, well, can you fake a video of drawing artwork and making? Can you fake that? So then, how do you? I've gone down when the Princess of Wales, before she came out with her statement, and everyone was like, "Where is Kate?" I was kind of going down that rabbit hole. Like, there's no way that you can really. How do you prove proof of life without seeing someone in person?
Oh, right.
Face to face.
I get that. That's. But yeah, in this case, it would be just simple, like, screen share, for example, or record as you draw.
Screen share.
Record as you draw, at least, because the Pumpkin Memories, as we know her in the Discord server, Isha, is a talented writer and apparently can make her own soundtrack as well, which reminded me very much of the game Undertale.
Oh, cool.
Yes, you should definitely have a look in the server. Well, I'll send you a link on the Instagram later on.
Yeah.
It actually sounds like an Undertale boss battle.
That's so cool.
A wild blue pumpkin wants to fight with you.
Oh, I'm just seeing Lulu Bell said very good stories. I thank you. I only gave a prompt for one of them to be created, but I did read a lot of bad stories. So
right. Remember, chat.
So
remember, chat, 2 of the stories are genuine creepypastas and 1 is created by ChatGPT. I will close the vote in, let's say, a minute?
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah,
and
a minute.
Here's what I'll say. I don't know if for sure the people that posted these creepypastas did not also use ChatGPT, but I think it's slim. I think chances are slim.
Chances are slim, yes. Usually when it comes to the creepypasta websites, I'm not saying that this is the norm, but I am aware that there is a check if something is made by ChatGPT or not. So first off, it is not allowed, or at least heavily frowned upon. But there are also like telltale signs to tell which story is created by ChatGPT and what not.
Okay, well, maybe they're not as good at AI prompts as I am.
That is also true. Who knows?
I don't know. It's TBD because I don't know what the breakdown is. Maybe everybody figured it out, and maybe I'm not as good at prompts as I think I am.
We'll know in 20 seconds. Yes, I have a clock next to me. I'm actually counting the seconds.
That's perfect.
Oh. So you said you found these 2 other stories, correct? On the Creepypasta wiki, was it?
Yes.
Okay, and they do have credited authors.
Yes, and I'll share those after we reveal. I didn't want to like make up a fake name. Maybe I could do that next time. Like make up a fake name for who wrote the GPT one.
Trust me, I wouldn't do that because there are some people in my chat I noticed previous times that are quite familiar with creepypasta writers, so they'll know if someone is fake or not.
Okay, good. We did it
But-
the right way. That's good.
Indeed. But with that said, the poll is going to end now. Let's see what the majority thinks. The majority says that Story the Second was the fake one.
Okay, so 66% says story 2, 16% says story 1, and 16% says story 3.
Yes, so there were in
Doctor,
total
did you
6
vote?
votes. I did not. I wanted to vocalize my vote.
Okay, what's your vote?
So basically there have been 6 votes. 4 of them went to story 2 and the 2 others went to stories 1 and 3. I myself am inclined to say story 1.
Okay, is that your final answer?
It is.
Well, you and the one other person who voted for story 1 are correct. That was the Chat GPT story.
Hey.
Yay!
Hey. Haha, all you who vote to story 2, you are dealing with a narrator that knows his stuff.
Absolutely. Good job. I want to know who voted for story 1. Can you see it, or do they have to tell us in the chat? Tell me who you were.
Well, Nightmare
not
Ronan.
Nightmare.
Nightmare Ronan was wrong. But to his credit, and the others that voted story 2, I was going to vote that one as well. But here's the thing, and this is ChatGPT as I know it. When it creates stories, it tends not to be as descriptive as stories 2 and 3 are. And trust me, I was really heavily weighing towards story 2 as well. But then I was like, hey, that is too descriptive and too fantastic to be written by an AI, in my opinion.
That's a really good observation. I will say the first one that I had it do was way too long. I was like, hey, put it in an asylum. This is before I came up with the idea. I was just like, oh, this will be funny. I'll see if he wants to read this ChatGPT story about an asylum. And I'll send it to you actually after this, but it was really good. It was just really long, but it was very descriptive. I was like, okay, this is too much description. I'm like, I need you to pull it back.
Yeah,
'cause
that's
this
the
needs to be
that's the thing, because
300 words.
here's the thing, when I write in my telling, so this is just me again, of course, I'm using myself as an example, I tend to be very descriptive as well. You may have heard in the last stream, but there's also a point to where the descriptiveness stops, so you can basically tell if it's overly descriptive or not descriptive at all. That usually it can be AI. In this case,
Yeah.
it was rather obvious for me. And
For
that
you,
one that
for
one other
professional.
person that voted story 1, who I still don't know who that
don't know
was.
Yeah. Okay, so Cindy says, well, first of all, let me back up. Nightmare Ronan says, well, I'm an idiot. Well, that's not true.
No,
There's-
Nightmare,
you never
you
say that again.
you're tipsy at best. You had whiskey. It's all fine.
Yeah, exactly. Even if it's just internet whiskey,
Yeah.
that's fine. And then we've got Cindy saying they all sounded the same to me. And then, Jinxie saying, well, they were all about sleep paralysis, and I think that was the point, or at least memory loss. Yeah, there was definitely a theme, and that was by design.
Right. So that is
that,
something
like-
we forgot
yeah.
to mention, though. Yeah. So the theme was sleep paralysis, because that was our main topic before the break. No, Cindy, you're not stupid. Not at all. No. I should have clarified that before the stories and the voting started myself. So if anything,
Yeah,
it's a
and-
negligence
yeah.
on my end.
And Cindy also, I said to Nightmare, don't ever say you're an idiot. Well, Cindy, you're not stupid. And I would never want you to say that about yourself, because I know, look, I don't know you guys that well, but I know you're not stupid. So there's that.
Positive thinking wins the day.
And then also Cindy saying, I have had sleep paralysis before. Cindy, while you were taking your break, I was like, I want to know anybody's stories about their sleep paralysis. So I would love, even if you just gave us some brief details in the chat, I would love to hear about it.
Definitely.
I'm sorry that happened to you, or anyone else that wasn't here when we were talking about it. If you've had sleep paralysis, I'm sorry, because it's
Right.
horrible.
So to anyone that is new to this chat that just jumped in, by all means, hello and welcome. A little late since the break with that I had to say this. But yes, hello and welcome. By all means, our topics of today are apparently European cryptid legends and sleep paralysis. By all means, chime in if you have stories of your own.
Yeah, please.
I had no idea this was going to be the topic for today, but here we are. It's always a surprise. This is why I just love like winging it with my guests. Because then you never know what happens. So there's a certain formula. Of course, I ask questions, somebody else answers them, yada yada, as always. But then there comes the fun part where you can just like talk about whatever, you know? This is fun.
Exactly. Yeah. And I love how supportive chat is of everybody, even if people are being sassy. Like Nightmare Ronan saying, Cindy, you know, like, you're not stupid, hush. I agree. That was really sweet of you to say. And then Cindy saying, I used to have it all the time when I was young. Oh, that's awful.
Yes, she also says, I see the chat a little earlier than you, I think. But she also says, I would just wake up and couldn't move, but that's it. No monsters or anything. So yeah, basically the same situation I had then.
That's good. Yeah, I think everybody, including myself, everybody that has talked about it so far in this live stream, we haven't had monsters or visual hallucinations. So that's good.
So far we have that going for us. Who knows?
Yeah, so far. Knock on wood.
Because again, just because you don't see anything doesn't make it less terrifying, as it was in my case. Like that was just absolute dread that washed over me, and like fighting someone that wasn't there, like someone bear hugging you from behind, but you could feel that there wasn't anybody there. That's terrifying.
Ugh, it is terrifying. Yeah, it's weird because when it happened to me, I don't remember thinking I'm paralyzed and I can't move, but I definitely didn't move. You know, like I didn't roll over or move. I was really scared. So I wasn't consciously paralyzed, but I also didn't move at all. And so I feel like that means I was paralyzed.
Not gonna lie, but that sounded almost like a song title you said. I was paralyzed and I couldn't move.
Which part? The rhythm?
That the way you said it, I was almost reminded of a song there. I was like, wonder if you can make a pop song out of that.
Yeah, I mean, someone talented.
I was paralyzed and I couldn't move. Oh no.
And then you just put an EDM track behind it, right? And then like
Miley Cyrus, hire us.
Yeah, we can do that. Or like get what's her name? Billie Eilish's brother. That's who we need.
I have no idea who that is.
Billie Eilish?
No, the brother. I'm familiar with Billie Eilish simply
her
because
brother, like, does all her music.
I have no idea. I'm not that familiar with the music scene at the moment. Yeah. Look, the first time I heard the name Billie Eilish, I like mispronounced it for an entire year. Okay, I kept saying, ill eyelash.
I was hoping it was eyelash.
Yeah, it was like ill eyelash. I kept saying that for a year until someone finally corrected me on it. And it was like, wait, what's it?
They said, actually, it's Billie Eilish.
Yeah, in that tone. Yes, in that tone. Actually, just saying.
I was there, listening.
Well, actually, just saying puts corrects their glasses on the nose. It's actually Billie Eilish. So good for you then.
I did mime pushing. Well, I did push my glasses up on my face while I was saying that, like for the realistic
as you
delivery.
Do. So, sure.
Yeah.
As you do.
Wait. Nightmare saying, Cindy, have a random Riley pick. This sounds like there's a pet picture, and I'm not involved, and I'm not seeing a pet picture, and I don't appreciate it.
Pet picture? What? Come again? We want a pet picture. Well, is there a pet picture shown in the server? If there is, I'm going to check it now in the critter hole. I better be one, because now I'm expecting one.
Is it in the Discord?
No new critter pic in the Discord.
Okay, great. So y'all are just swapping cute pictures
without us
on Instagram. Interesting.
Without us. Wow.
Nightmare, if you're going to be sharing cute animal pictures, you're going to have to bring enough for the whole class.
Yes. My god, I got my doctorate to watch cute animal pictures, not to heal people.
Who wants to heal people? People
Yeah,
are
it's
horrible.
it's
Why
so
would we heal
boring. Why would I want to help people? Ugh. People.
Ugh,
They get themselves
gross.
sick on purpose. Why would I want to help them? Nightmare. That would be on my Discord. That would be called the Critter Holes. Literally that. If you want to share, of course. Don't feel compelled just because we are throwing like a fake hissy fit for it. It's just a joke, man. I do believe Ronan is on my Discord. I invited him a while ago, I think, even. Yes, he's there. Where were we, however? Critter Holes.
Critter halls. I see.
Or Critter Hole, something like that. There's a cat and a dog there's a cat and dog emoji besides the name, so it can't be missed.
I see. So that explains it. Okay, I'm just waiting. You know what?
We're
not
patiently
gonna be
waiting.
Able to move forward until we see it.
Excuse me, madam. This is my stream. We can move forward, and I say we can move forward.
Well, without a picture, I just don't think that we can. That's just how I feel.
Are you happy now, Ronan? Are you happy? You halted my stream with your pet pics.
Yeah, this isn't my fault. This is Nightmare's.
It actually is. Yeah,
there
indeed.
it is. Oh, it's O'Reilly.
It's Riley the doggo. Hello.
Oh, O'Reilly. Auto parts. DrTorment, you don't know, but that is a jingle for a car part store in parts of America. I'm
not familiar, but it sounded utterly horrifying, so it had to do something with cars. I agree. Yeah.
What a sweet little doggy. That's a good face. That dog's got a good face.
Right?
Thank you, Nightmare. Cindy Cleveland says, I know that jingle. Yeah. Cindy knows what's up. Cindy knows.
Cindy knows what's up. Oh yes, a car commercial jingle. Woo-hoo.
Nightmare also knows the jingle.
God damn it!
Every time I go by that store, I sing it. Yeah.
Excuse me, how did the horror narrator's stream go to car jingles? Or car commercial jingles? I need to know
It's
this.
not my fault that the dog is named Riley. And then I said, oh, Riley. And then I thought, oh, it's the auto part place.
So it's your fault then if
That's
you're
how
now
it
talking about car commercial jingles.
I think it's Riley's fault.
How is it Riley's fault? Riley didn't name themselves. Ronan, this is your fault again.
Yeah, let's bring it back. I agree. Not me. This is Nightmare's fault. But Nightmare says, yes, back to the creepy goodness. Okay, I agree.
Back to the creepy goodness.
Doctor,
yes.
Did you have something that you wanted to read? I feel like I didn't mean to take up so much time.
The thing is, what don't I have to read? Really? What don't I have to read? Like, chat, we can actually make this another poll. Do you want, like the last time actually, do you want me to read something off of my own writings, or are we going to move on to a creepypasta? Those are the only two choices I'll be giving you.
Everybody?
No.
Everyone needs to vote for DrTorment's own writing. And if I see anybody voting for anything else, we're going to have a problem.
Don't worry, chat. The vote is entirely anonymous. She can't say or see anything.
Don't remind them.
Alright, here's the vote. There you go. Enjoy yourselves, kids.
Own writing.
You're gonna vote, aren't you?
Of course.
I thought so.
I mean, no, I didn't. Look at that vote going. You got 75% for own writing. There's not even any reason to keep the vote going. You just turn it off now.
No. Look, it's tradition to keep it up at least a couple of minutes. If only to.
No, it's moving. Wait. Yes.
If only to help me to get something ready.
Oh, okay, that's fine. I can vamp for you while you do that. Just
Vamp?
where you like kill time on stage by like doing crowd work.
Oh
while
yeah,
you
by all
look up
means. You
your
can
story.
juggle around. You can juggle around by all means.
Okay, I'll vamp. Hi everybody, how's everybody doing? It's so good to be here in Ohio. And that's where everybody lives in this scenario. You're in a live audience in Ohio.
My asylum is in Ohio. I did not decide this.
Well, it's just for the moment, because like you've got a spectral, ethereal asylum, right? So it can really be anywhere and nowhere at once. Isn't that right?
Fair enough. Fair enough.
No one likes Ohio, says Jinxie. I don't really have an opinion on it. Nightmare Ronin, first of all, said this is my first time here. Well, first of all, welcome. I didn't realize that.
Is
Nightmare
it?
Ronin says, also, who's pushing buttons on the Starship Enterprise? So, here's the thing. I am the next generation girly. So it's gonna be Data for me, but I don't know what the question is.
What do you mean you don't know what the question is? They just asked.
Like who's... Well, yeah, but like I feel like there's a context I'm missing.
Let me have a look.
Who's pushing buttons on the Starship Enterprise? Is it like... I don't know. Nightmare explained to me. I feel like there's an end joke there that I'm missing.
Fair enough.
Oh.
He had beeping, really? Oh, wait. I think it might be on my end. So, usually for a stream, I turn off the opera sounds. But I did not do it this time, so when I type in something, you might actually hear some beeping, like the Starship Enterprise. Yeah, sure, right.
So,
yeah, like
DrTorment, you're the one that's pressing buttons on the Starship Enterprise.
Look. Data was doing a very, very abysmal job. Alright, so I took it upon myself to take command. And I did.
That's fair. That's fair. First of all, pause. Jinxie, I want to make sure you saw this. That Jinxie, Dr. T, she said to read your message.
Read my message. Alright. Alright. Yeah, your typing sounds like Space Invaders in the stream. Yeah, I just addressed this. God damn it, Jinx. Huh? No, this is Jinx.
Space Invaders. Oh, that's so funny.
Why would you bring the Space Invaders in this?
She says I said that an hour ago.
No.
I don't hear the beeping because I'm just in there with Discord.
Yeah, you're not. Yeah, you're not hearing
I
it
don't
because
hear
of
the
Discord, but they can hear desktop sounds because of the settings in
That
Streamlabs.
is so funny.
That is
So funny.
so annoying. Now I have to I have to kick out that sound.
That's good. Lulu Bell, thank you for saying I have a lovely speaking voice. That's so sweet of you. Thank you. And thank you, Cindy, for saying that yes, I do. Yes, she does. Thank you, Cindy and Lulu. That's so sweet.
I was
Sorry,
thinking,
I'm still laughing.
laugh at my misery, why don't you?
Okay.
Why not?
Continue. Go ahead.
So I was thinking for the reading, if that's the one that wins the vote, I might just read what I have on vampires.
Yes.
Like it's not really a story. It's more like a well, consider it like a blog post, really. Something like that.
Fine.
Yeah.
I mean, we're
sure.
here. We're not necessarily here for the stories themselves, right? We're here because, well, I say we, but they're here specifically, for you, Doctor. So I personally don't think that the chat really has that much of a preference because they just want to hear you reading stuff. And if it's your own stuff, to me, that makes it even more special.
I just want to say I'm gonna pick vampires because I mentioned vampires for your second story that you read, so I was in a vampire mood anyway.
Perfect!
Yay!
Yes, perfect!
I'm gonna enter.
Yay. It's so thematic.
I'm gonna end the poll now. What's the result? Of course. Ah, you people. Of course.
I told you, my campaigning worked.
Let me
You're
first.
excited to read it. Don't worry. You're fine. Okay, pause really quickly. Nightmare, thank you again. But Nightmare also said, in fact, both of you have great voices. And Cindy agreed. And I agree, Doctor. You also have a lovely speaking voice.
What do you mean?
It's
Lies.
It's gorgeous. Wow. So calming. So just so relaxing.
Well, if you say so. Nightmare also says everyone has a good voice except me. No, that's not true. I've visited your channel today. You have a good narration voice. What are you talking about?
Yeah, that's not true. That's Balderdash. Yeah, Ronan, we like your voice.
That word, jeez.
Balderdash.
I don't know.
It's. I reached into like 1910 for that one.
Oh god, I was like, oh, balderdash. I need to use that word more often. Like, usually I just say bollocks.
Sounds good for you.
Yes,
Yeah, that's
I just
true.
relinquish the illegal technology to the nearest Federation representative, and then we all play balderdash. Ah, rigor morty, you never fail.
Good. That's good. Okay, everybody, I think this means that Dr. Torment is going to read you his content, and I am going to mute myself so that y'all can listen to his soothing voice.
By the way, madam, since this is more of a reading of, since this is not an actual story, but just like info dumping on vampires, basically, feel free to interject if you have a question or something like that, or if someone in the chat has a question. Okie dokie, that a deal, chat? Yes, I'm gonna say yes. Well, here then we go. The title is Vampires, spelled with an Y, because I wanted to feel fancy.
I knew there was a Y. I'm sorry, continue. I just knew there was a Y.
I just wanted to be fancy, okay? Leave me be. The oldest recorded origin of the leech folk can be found in the text Mother of the Night, which only a few are allowed to read by the vigil. Here it is explained how a Dominion-based noble girl befriended some unknown entity for several years before the latter robbed the girl of her sanity, morality, and, by further extent, her own humanity. In this instance, we can classify 3 variants of vampires. They will be listed in rarity, with the rarest being last. So, the first variant. Those who contracted vampirism from the bloodline of the first mother Kari, or the common vampire. This is done dustly, as if there's dust. This is done thusly. A vampire first bites the victim and then offers its own blood so it may replace the old living blood of the victim. This will trigger the 3-month-long transformation into the common vampire we know today. They can walk under the sunlight, but can only be in power when under the cloak of night or within dark places during the day. Their appearance varies, with the oldest individuals resembling more a corpse with no ears and nose to speak of, and no hair growth at all, while the youngest resemble the individual a little paler than usual, and with an unusual hunger in their eyes. Second variant. Those born as a vampire, though uncommon but not entirely unheard of. Most vampire children are born dead due to the parents being dead, but sometimes there seems to be an exception to the rule. These are stronger in every way than their common brethren, and can walk undetected among the living during the day, albeit still weakened and prone to exhaustion under direct sunlight. These are known for infiltrating society very quickly, as their individual features do not alter by age, only with hunger. This means they will look as natural as anyone else, though can be slightly paler than usual for avoiding the sun. It won't kill them, it will weaken them. We've said that twice in the same paragraph. Alright then. They are also known as wanderkin and usually are clanless, preferring solitude. Then the third variant, those who received it directly from a deity, thus becoming a pure-blooded vampire, as this is how it was introduced to the world. The aforementioned entity is not the only one to create leechfolk, but it was the first to do it. This particular kind is referred to as the monarchs. They remain unaltered in appearance since the day they became vampires, directly from one entity or another, be it willingly or not. They do have a more monstrous form, which varies per monarch, but so far only used in shows of domination or defense. These individuals should never be confronted unless an army was assembled against them. Even so, one should pray for a tragic victory at best. They are known to retain full power under the sun, though only in their pure form. In their human form, kitty cat chaos has begun, I hear. In their human form, they are still a force to be reckoned with, but the sun makes regeneration difficult, as open wounds may burn and scar them permanently during the day. Yes, hello, kitty cat.
Yay!
It should be noted that only a fool bordering on absolute and unquestionable insanity would choose to engage any of these during the nightly hours. While there are other kinds or societies, the mentioned classifications above are where they all fit in. A cross between the living and the dead, or half-breeds, are myths. The living cannot mingle with the dead, and certainly cannot spawn life from such a union. Even among their own kin, it is a rarity that a vampire is born, but mingling with the living is an impossibility, thank the Radiant. While they are formidable foes, the vampire does have several weaknesses. Fire is effective, as it hinders their regeneration. Weapons based on silver and sanctified within a chapel are particularly useful, especially combined with fire. The sun weakens their abilities severely and is the best ally for one who hunts these fiends. There have been misconceptions of vampires not bearing the sun, and would even be deadly to them. These are not at all true. However, they are sensitive to the light, but the only times they would combust is when they are utterly vanquished while under direct sunlight. One can understand why the common folk do not fear the leech folk during the day. Some even speculate a monarch once spread these misconceptions and the dislike of garlic to give the herd false defenses when the predators come. Though sanctified weapons are effective, holy ground is just like any other ground for them, as they are not demons but corpses forced into bloody immortality. Religious symbols also have no effect, and some even have been reported to be religious themselves. Now, that is about the basics of the vampires so far. Moving on to the societies, or for the uninitiated, the quote-unquote clans. The societies are the other species of vampires based on which corner of the world they hail from. In total, so far, there are 6, 2 of which are on another continent than Tiagion. The eastern continent, the eastern continent of Yedahan, in which each clan is that was a dot over there, excuse me, and restore. Each clan is ruled by one or a pair of monarchs, depending on the partnership that is involved. The first 4 societies listed below can be found in our own continent. 1. The Mirakar. This society, ruled by Kadi herself, is widely considered the oldest and most powerful of the clans in Tiagion. They are mostly based in the Near Eastlands, where it is said they control much of the trade routes and merchant guilds. They are mostly known for their unpredictability and chaotic nature, with a strange fondness for song, poetry, and merrymaking. Often regarded as the leaders of the leech folk within Taiagion, go away notification, it can be said without question that when they're involved in some situation, it should be approached with great care and humility. Then the second society, the Dravurim, based in the northern regions. They are known for their cruelty and hatred to all things that are not beneath their boots. They are named after their former monarch, the Impaler King that once sought to conquer Taiagion, Dravas. They often serve as officers within the armies of Murakshir. They match their affinity for terror and lack of humanity, so their appearance has altered over the centuries to meet those ends. Due to their arrogant nature, they believe themselves above all the leech folk, putting them in a fierce rivalry with the Mirakar. Then there is the third one, the Rini, based in the southern reaches such as the Tangled Rivers, the Turan Dunelands and the Emerald Coast. They are more sadistic due to the nomadic nature of the people of the south and often prey upon children, luring them in closer by mimicking the parent's voice. Their bloodlust is vast and thus can forgo feeding for a longer period due to the scarcer population. And then fourth, the Lissar. The Lissar, based in the Heartlands, they are also known as the Westkin. They are a rather new society that formed during the reign of King Alan II. Second. Gathering the unwanted or clanless like them, they formed their power and solidified in the Westlands. Known for their expertise in infiltration and intrigue, it is said that leading members of several trading, mercenary and assassin guilds are part of this particular group. Some members are so secure in their social status that they even openly acknowledge to be a vampire, though are submitted under strict watch and viewed with contempt by lesser folk. Those who choose to be in the open like that can only feed on the blood of animals or the worst criminals in the local prisons, and some even serve in the local city watch for night patrols, giving the law quite a unique advantage during the later hours. The following two clans are from the far east continent of Yidahan. The first one is the Hayudas. These vampires openly rule the island realm of Ayude, and even wage war against the mighty empire of Talai and its protectorate states. They demand sacrifices from the local populations in return for safety and peace. Their skin is drastically different from other leeches, described as scaly and thick like that of a dragon from a bygone age, with eyes as serpents. It has been suggested that the origin of this particular breed may come from Daigor, which is demons, or darker dealings, but that remains speculation. And then the last society, the Yamas. They live exclusively within the northern mountains of the eastern continent, away from the mortal herd, and only venture down once a year to feast and bathe with the blood of the innocent. They are regarded as cold fiends by the East folk, as their appearance is altered to match their snowy, rocky terrain. They are known for interactions with mortals, but only limited, like offerings of peace or even trade, so the next time they feed, it won't be as savage. Before we move on to the vampire hierarchy, I'm gonna take a little 2-minute break for myself.
I have questions.
You have questions.
First of all, of the vampire types, variants, which one would be most likely to be in a romance novel with a human character?
That would be, that's an interesting question.
Not the last one, because you said the last one does not interact. It's not meant to interact with humans.
So, when you say vampire variants, Do you mean of the first three I discussed? Like you have the ones that are the common ones, the born ones, or the ones that are entrusted by deities? I'd say
And then
the
Jinxie
second.
wants to know which one sparkles.
I'd say
Okay.
I'd say for your question, madam, the second. Most likely, yes.
Those are those are just like the randos, like the plain ones, right? Or was that the first one?
The second one is basically the ones not the half breeds, they don't exist. So when vampires are being intimate with each other, sometimes you get a born baby vampire.
Okay, got it.
That
Okay,
one.
yeah, that tracks. It tracks. I also, first of all, that was lovely. That was really interesting. So thank you for sharing your vampire lore.
Not yet. Well, it's not yet done, but I'm taking a little break, so
well-
just for my throat.
I want you to continue. I, however, need to return to the ethereal realm from which Madame Strangeways appeared from.
Aw.
I need to scoot along. I know. So I will happily tune in to hear the rest after this
But
is posted. But I
this-
have to get out of here.
This is actually a good news, because that means we can take on our second break for this stream, and I'll continue with part 2 of the Vampire Societies when we return from the break, and you can do what you need to do and return later.
Excellent.
Excellent.
So thank you so much, everybody that joined and listened. Thank you so much. First of all, Jinxie, thank you for being a great moderator. Thank you for all of the really kind things that everybody said. And I had so much fun voting with the ChatGPT story. So thank you so much, everybody.
It was so much
If
fun.
you enjoyed me, yeah, so much fun. If you enjoyed listening, then please, like DrTorment so kindly asked, follow me on the link in the description at Madame Strangeways. I'm also on Instagram. Follow me there. And if you like podcasts, I'm also I'm on Spotify, also Apple, anywhere that you listen to podcasts. And so is DrTorment now, which I noticed that you did
Indeed.
not call attention to in the beginning.
Well, it's in the Linktree as well, so I didn't thought it prudent. But now that you have mentioned it, yes, I myself am also active on Instagram and Twitter for the socials. And for any new and old viewers that are more interested in podcasts and YouTube, which I get, I have moved on some stories to Spotify as well as other sites, thanks to the RSS feed it provides. I have 30 stories up there to enjoy. By all means, go ahead, follow, visit, and like whatever you want. And with that all said, I don't think there's anything to be added there on that point. It's all in the link tree in the description.
Well, thank you so much, everybody. Cindy, goodbye, and Nightmare, goodbye, and Lulu, goodbye. It was so nice. Oh, Jinxie, goodbye. It was so nice hanging out with everybody. And DrTorment, thank you so much for having me.
It was my pleasure, lady. I hope to see you again very soon.
Too.
Then with that said, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to take our second break, and when I return alone, alas, I will continue explaining the vampires from the continent of Tyagion, which is a fantasy content I've been writing about a few years ago. With that all said, I will see you I will see you after the break, and you will see Madame Strangeways and another day of our choosing. Oh, you have to say that again. Sorry, I already muted you on the streams. Hold on.
Oh.
Go ahead, say it again.
Farewell. Farewell, everyone. Farewell. Thank you.
See you later, guys. In about 5-ish minutes.